Welcome back. South Dakota State will host the Summit League Women's Soccer Championship this weekend in Brookings. And Terry, we'll give it away right now. The Jackrabbits aren't going to be playing in this tournament. So is it still significant? Is it still any fun for them at all to host this thing?
Well, this is the risk you take when you hand out the tournament, the sites ahead of time. That goes to the regular season champ from the previous year. They have first right of refusal. SDSU accept it, as they always do, and now they'll merely be administrating. So it's disappointing for players and coaches. I don't think it really changes anything for the folks who actually organize and put on the event. You still have to do everything you would before, with just maybe, with a smaller crowd.
All right, Jax, they had a chance going into the weekend, but let's take a look at the highlights from the weekend. South Dakota State needed a few things to work out, the first of which was to beat Omaha on Friday, and they got it done. Diana Potterveld, 3 straight games with a goal here. She gets one here to make it 1-0 Jackrabbits. And then Potterveld would get her 3rd of the game in the 50th minute of this one, an assist to Danny Patterson. 4-1 South Dakota State. Stacy Gaharo would get a goal as well to make it 5-1, and the Jackrabbits win this thing 6-1. So they absolutely do their part to get the victory. There's the goal by Gaharo to put them up big late, 6-1 the final. So they get the job done, but they needed some help. And one thing they needed maybe was Western Illinois to stumble and lose twice. But Western Illinois went to Fort Wayne on Friday and got a 1-0 win. A big flurry here early on from Fort Wayne. Get a shot here. No, denied. Also the rebound. And they gather it up, keep it down in the end, keep it in the box. A couple of shots later. Not going to get it to go. Goalie goes down. Little chip shot, not going to go down either. And they just could not get one to go in. So Fort Wayne scoreless in this one. There's no score with 5 minutes to play. And watch Chrissy Campbell go to work for Western Illinois at the end of this. The deke inside, and then comes back the other way and gets it by 2 defenders and the keeper. The Leathernecks get the victory, and that clinched a spot in the playoffs for Western Illinois. Fort Wayne took that loss, but they came back on Saturday night against IUPUI and got a victory in this one. Fort Wayne leading 1-0 in the second half. Taylor Hydorn of IUPUI with a touch pass here to Grace Perkowitz. Puts it over the keeper. They called that a goal. It went off the crossbar. They did call that a goal. Tied it at 1 apiece. Fort Wayne with a chance for the lead here. Ariane Mason feeds Rhea Proctor. And that is going to go off the near post. Still tied at 1, but with 16 minutes left. Fort Wayne will get a penalty kick. Danielle Bishop takes advantage, gets the follow-up there. Mastodons win it 2-1, and that would earn them the number 2 seed in the postseason tournament. The number 1 seed will go to Oakland. The Golden Grizzlies at home against Western Illinois on Sunday. Oakland got a goal early and then clamped down on defense. Abigail Halewine holds off a charge there. And then watch Oakland keeper Shannon Coley with a couple of great saves here. Player of the week alert for her, by the way. Oakland wins this thing 1-0, and the Golden Grizzlies go 6-2 in league play. They are the Summit League regular season champions.
Graduates and champions, that's what we're about. We got seniors recognized today. We got championship today. I mean, it's a great feeling, We're just super excited.
Congrats to Oakland. So here are the final standings. North Dakota State beat Omaha 1-0 on Sunday, and that beats out SDSU for the 4th and final spot in the postseason. So on Friday in Brookings, Oakland will be the number 1 seed that will play Western Illinois, and Fort Wayne will play North Dakota State in the other semifinal with the championship game on Sunday. So NDSU bumps out the Jacks, bumps them out of their tournament on their home turf. Between South Dakota State and North Dakota State, what's the biggest rivalry? Is that the biggest rivalry for the Jackrabbits right now?
I think it depends who you ask. I mean, certainly the fans who are from this area and grew up with that in-state rivalry will tell you, well, that's what it's all about, and they'll say, well, look at the ticket sales. But I think for the competitors, North Dakota State, especially by you look at last year what they did across the board, It was an impressive season, and I think that as an athlete, you want to sort of test yourself, challenge yourself, and in North Dakota State, by virtue of their community support, their resources, sort of forces you to get better. And I think that's what some of the folks in Brookings really like about that rivalry.
Yeah, there is some envy, I think, from this part of the state, from the South, for what North Dakota State has there, especially being in the big city in Fargo. It's a big advantage.
Yeah, it gives you a little jump that anytime you beat them, you go, well, that team was able to beat you without the things that you have. Yeah. So it's an interesting dynamic, and they're fortunate that they have both the in-state thing and a neighboring state that presents all of those sort of different comparisons.
All right, so South Dakota State will host the women's soccer tournament. Oakland will be the #1 seed coming up this weekend. The Oakland men are staring at the #1 seed too, and we will check on men's soccer when we come back.